Nedu has been accused by his adversary, VDM, of fraudulently diverting 60 million Naira of scholarship donations that were supposed to help Nigerian youth get a better life into his personal use. Here, Nedu and his team explain what really happened and why the scholarships haven't been granted yet.
2023, this is 25, 2023 December, Mr. Nedu met a gentleman who owned a platform that was a social enterprise. The social enterprise provides education, both online and offline, for disadvantaged students in countries that probably they're not doing so well educationally. So mostly in Africa, mostly in parts of Asia. And it's a social enterprise because they provide this education and scholarship to students via donations from charities or organizations or people of repute. So you can partner with them, raise money, and pay for scholarships to be granted to people from your country. So they had a chance meeting, a conversation ensued, and the gentleman in question said, I would like to use your platform, partner with you to have Nigerian students benefit from this setup. I'm a Nigerian, I don't live in Nigeria. My business has never done anything in Nigeria, but I would like to break into the Nigerian market. What I'm doing, a lot of Indians are benefiting from it, but nobody from my country has benefited from it. After they had that conversation, Mr. Nedu went ahead and connected his management and the gentleman in question, which is the standard procedure. Now, we proceeded to have meetings. In the course of that meeting, they informed us that this initiative that they want to do, they would like to have it be in partnership with their platform. So for publicity, events, marketing, to raise the funds, they would provide sponsorship, or that would be their partnership support, while Mr. Nedu will gather his fans and his people to make donations, and when we have hit a certain goal, we would begin to give these scholarships to students. Now the target was for 1,000 students, and the target was to achieve this in 2 years. If you're familiar with Instagram, I will send you to a particular handle. So the target was to 1,000 students over a course of 2 years. And per student, what it was going to cost, each student was £10,000. 2 years online in Nigeria, 2 years outside of Nigeria. That was the agreement. So for the first year, we agreed that we were going to have 3 events. One in Lagos, one in Abuja, and the other one in the UK. We also agreed that the one in Lagos was going to be the beginning of the initiative. We're going to formally launch the initiative. We're going to raise money during the one in Lagos, then we'll proceed to Abuja and London. All parties were aligned. We all agreed. This was in January 2024. They mandated us to immediately engage an event planner and a PR company to begin to put together the cost for this venture. I think the event planning company representative is around. Yes. So in January, we reached out to the event planner and gave them the brief to put together the plan for Lagos, Abuja, and London. Lagos being the first leg. They submitted a budget for Lagos and Abuja, and we're working on London whilst we were trying to finalize the event for Lagos. The budget was shared with this particular platform and their board of directors. They approved the budget, both the budget for publicity and the budget for the event in Lagos. They were given 3 budgets. One was for Eco Hotel, one was for Ebony Life, and one was for Balmoral, Federal Palace. They chose, or we all agreed, to go for the Balmoral. And the reason we chose that was because since it was the first, we wanted to, for the sake of the brand, put out a good event. The event planner requested for 60% for her and her team to get to work, to tie down the Balmoral, to do all the necessary things that she needed to do. 60% was sent, it's okay. 60% as requested by her was made available for her to begin work. The money that was sent, 60% was about almost 34, 35 million, because her budget for the event, which they approved, was sitting at about almost 60 million. It was made available. Please, can I have that box? Immediately it was made available to her. She and her team went to work to start to plan the event, right? So that fund was made available to her. There was a budget of 22 million that was supposed to cover, 23 million, that was supposed to cover promotion before the event, during the event, and after the event. Because we saw it as a campaign. We didn't see it as once we do the event, all the money we needed will be raised. A press conference was had to brief the press. If you go on Google and search, you would see the press conference. So we had a meeting with the press. We explained to them. Everybody said, laudable initiative, 2,000 students, 1,000 students. It's a lot of money. How do you intend to raise the money? We explained to them, oh, Mr. Nedu is going to be leveraging on his people to do donations, his friends to make donations. Now, one thing I must make clear is the donations for this scholarship goes to the social enterprise. So the accounts and the information that was being passed around belongs to the social enterprise, because Mr. Nedu made it very clear. I know how Nigeria is. I do not want any money sent to my personal account. If you want to make a donation, make it straight to the social platform that we were doing this in partnership with. Sent an email informing us that they would no longer be part of the event, one. They will no longer be providing the support that they were supposed to provide, and they would be pulling out. The event was for the 9th. We were getting this email on the 5th. That's about 4 days to the event. Please, event planner, please, that box. This was the invite for the charity ball. We had over 200 copies of this sent to prominent Nigerians with what do they call it? Like a charger, something properly branded. If you look at it, you can see the name. Sorry, you can see the name of the company that we're in partnership with, boldly written there, and the Nedu Scholarship Foundation, Future Bright, also boldly written there. So please, event planner. 5 days to the event, we had to inform, that's the representative of the event planning company. We had to inform them that we had a problem. Our partners were not going to fulfill their own end of the bargain. we would not be able to pay them their balance of 40%. Bear in mind, we have already paid them 60%. There's proof of transfers and everything necessary. And that we needed them to figure out what we were going to do. Mr. Nedu was like, should I cancel? And I said, you can't cancel. We've already gathered people. People are coming in for this event. What we can do, though, is go ahead and see how we're going to figure it out. So we informed them. They immediately went to work and started adjusting the budget. Say, okay, anything we've not paid for, because in the email Mr. Dillon said, and I quote, he said, it would be prudent to refrain from releasing the remaining funds at this time. We understand this decision may come as a disappointment considering the effort you have put into the event. Please know that this decision was not made lightly, and we are, just a minute, I want to read the part where he said, please go ahead and cut down on your budget for the event, and also go ahead to recover monies that you have spent from the various people you have given monies to, if possible, so that you can go ahead and finish the event. He said, if you can, look to cut any unnecessary elements of the event. We can avoid having outstanding payments and mitigate any potential risk associated with the event's success. Rest assured, this decision is not a reflection of the quality of your work or your contributions. We value your expertise and dedication, and we are confident that together we will navigate through this period. We will monitor the situation, and after the success of the event, we would have a clearer understanding of the outcome, and we can revisit the issue of releasing the remaining funds and discuss how to proceed in a mutual beneficial manner. That was the mail from Mr. Dillon. He's their Director of Social Impact. He sent us that. We did what we could to save the situation. We had the event at the Balmora. We have pictures, we have videos, we have celebrities that attended, we have press people that attended. The event was had. People made some donations, people made pledges. Altogether, I think pledges and donations, pledges was about 18 to 19 million. Donations was about 4 million naira. 4 million, 4.1 actual donations that night, but pledges came to about 19 million. So it was a successful event. We wrapped it up. We had auctions. Several notable Nigerians gave what they could. A fashion brand gave us clothes to auction. We got artwork that was auctioned, all in a bid to raise money to support this noble cause. After the event, we came back to the drawing table with this team and said, okay, we're not angry that you ditched us last minute and put his brand and his name at risk. We have handled and mitigated the situation. Thankfully, nobody knew that there were internal issues. The event has come, prominent Nigerians came. We have been able to get people to successfully pledge about 18 to 19 million. We have raised about 4 million. What do we do moving forward? Because we have outstanding bills to pay, and we also have these pledges that we need to follow up on and move forward. And that back and forth, we couldn't agree. We couldn't agree. So the first thing we did was, because we have a contract with the event planners, we paid them the sum of 4 million naira, which was, after all the running around, was what was outstanding, because it wasn't their fault. So we said, oh, from donations, here's 4 million. Let's know that you're sorted while we try to sort ourselves out. We had several meetings, we had conversations, lawyers got involved, back and forth, till we couldn't salvage, we were not making any progress. And then they decided to write a petition to the Nigerian police. This petition was written on the 26th of June, 2024. If anybody needs a copy, we can provide a copy. So they went to the Nigerian police and petitioned the Nigerian police, and they invited us to come and discuss what the problem was. We honored the invitation. We provided all the information, all the evidence that we had. We had a 4 to 5 months back and forth with the police, with the police playing, sort of trying to see if they could resolve the matter. Right? The police also did their investigation, and at the end of the day, the police advised us to settle. Right? That they have looked at it, they said, is it possible you guys can settle, because this doesn't seem to be a problem that warrants criminal charges or all that. If you guys can settle, since there's a breakdown in communication, they are not comfortable with your pattern. They think it's too slow. They want accelerated results. You are informing them that we can't get accelerated results in Nigeria. Plus, we just suffered the increment in fuel, everybody changing economy and all that. So they said, can you guys settle? And we said, oh, we're open to settlement. What is the settlement? Their initial request was we should do videos to promote their brand. Mr. Nedu said, oh, well, if that doesn't solve the problem, we still have over 600 applicants that applied for this scholarship. We are waiting for information on how and when the scholarship is going to happen. But if doing videos to promote your brand will bring you to the table so we can discuss what to do with these 600 applicants, fine. Later they came back and said no, they didn't want the videos anymore. They wanted a refund of 40 million. And we was like, that's not possible. The money was used for the event. Your team came to the event, duly represented. Monies were paid to people to do the job. They did the job. Where am I going to get 40 million to give you back? And they said, oh, that's their request. And we said, that's an impossible request. But it's fine. At this point, if you feel that you have a genuine case, please go to court. At the end of the day, that's the final person that we can all take our matters before. So we said, please feel free to go to court and we can trash it out there, right? So that was the last stand of everybody. We're waiting for, okay, when you go to court, we'll sort out our issues in court. Now, for the sake of clarity, right, I'd like to state that I don't know where Very Dark Man got his information from, but I'd like to state the following. One, Mr. Nedu did not commit any form of fraud or mismanagement of funds. Mr. Nedu did not handle any of the funds that was made available for this project. It wasn't paid to him. He did not see the money. The money was paid to us, the project managers. Thirdly, Mr. Nedu does not own the company Talking Drums. Talking Drums has been in existence for at least 15 years. If Very Dark Man did a little bit of research, went to the CAC, he would find out that there are owners, there's a board that has nothing to do with Mr. Nedu. Talking Drums, as a management company, has not only managed Mr. Nedu and does not only manage Mr. Nedu, we have other clients, right? So, seeing our phone number and our contact on his bio is not an indication that he is the owner of the company. We provide management services to him. And in the course of that management services, we were in charge of a project, of his corporate social responsibility project. Everything that has to do with the expenditure on this project, the police has copies of bank account statements, payments that were made to vendors, contracts with vendors, conversations with vendors. All that has been provided to the police. If anybody wants those documents, we can also still provide it for them. Now, the reason why Mr. Nedu did not take down those videos And the reason why the social media handle for the project is still up is because, even though it's been a year, and we're no longer accepting donations, is because he was of the faith and the belief that we could resolve the problem. He didn't see it as an impossible thing to resolve. It was like, I think we can still sit and resolve. I think we can still find a way around it, because I still believe that we can have these students benefit from this initiative. The idea was to send students to school. I still want to send those students to school. So that's why if you go on social media and you go on his page, you will still see the videos up there, the campaign videos. I would also like to clarify that he didn't pay Timaya, Casey, all those people to make videos to support the foundation. They are personal friends of his who understood what he was trying to do and said, let us support you. One, by making videos to let people know that this thing is we're going to launch it, and then also encouraging them to donate. A certain part of the budget that was presented to the partner organization stated that we were going to pay content creators. Mr. Casey or Mr. Timaya is not a content creator. We were going to pay content creators honorarium of 500,000 to have them make videos, put the link in their bios for the donation drive as their way of supporting Mr. Nedu. So we would like the things to be clear. Now, the reason why that wasn't done was when they said we will not be moving forward, we'll not be providing more funds. We had to streamline and say, okay, the one that we've already announced, let's try and even just do that one. So if anybody needs clarity, information, documents to prove, to ascertain the true state of things, we are very more than open to providing those documents. Having said that, it has now become clear that this attack, because I see it as an attack against Mr. Nedu, is no longer dealing with petty personal issues. It's no longer dealing with, oh, he said that, I said that. It is now beginning to border on statements that are defamatory in character. So our lawyers will be taking action. Our lawyers, meaning lawyers of Talking Drums, will be taking action, and his own lawyers too will be taking action, because information going around that a person has committed fraud or a person has mismanaged funds is so damaging that we cannot turn the other cheek. It is damaging enough to affect someone of his caliber who goes on tours internationally, who has his information to protect. We will not want a situation where tomorrow he's about to go on tour and either a visa request or something is rejected because of statements that were made by an individual in a bid to get vengeance. Misplaced vengeance, I would say, but vengeance. So we will be taking it up legally. We will keep everybody informed as the legal proceedings move forward. I think based on this, we have shed light on the whole situation. If there are any questions, we are more than glad to answer them.
My name is Defamation from Telegraph. This morning, I happened to see the Very Dark Man video this morning. My husband was actually watching it. And I saw him giving instances on the accounts that were paid the charity money to. I saw your money points with your name. I don't know whether it's
not my name.
Or okay, you saw his name and he said they were paid directly to Nedu's account. It wasn't the account of the company, and Please can you clarify and shed more light on that?
Okay, so let me shed more light. The account that the money was paid to was a Money Point account, and it was opened as the Nedu Scholarship Foundation initiative, right? I was the one who supervised the opening of the account because the initiative was separate from Nedu as a person, right? Now, that day of the donations, like I said, because of the issues we had had and the fallout we had had, and then them abandoning us halfway, we had outstanding responsibilities. One of the responsibilities was to the event planner, right? So we decided to have donations that particular day, only that day of the event, sent to that account. Every other donation that was done before and after was done to the school account. That's the people we have the agreement with. The 4.1 million that was raised that day, 4 million was given to the event planners. There's proof of that. And we told them the reason why they got that money was we could not have a legal problem with them because they had done the service for which we hired them. So even if we're having problems with our partners, they can't be dragged into it. So we paid them to sort it out. The 100,000 that was on it, we also paid, I think, somebody that did a performance because we had to cancel some of the high-profile performance we had lined up when they said, "Oh, we're not going to continue funding the campaign and the event," right? So all that was provided to the police. At no point, and I say it, at no point did Mr. Nedu receive any money personally into his account on behalf of the foundation, right? People were giving the Nigerian account for the school, and they were given the link for the school. So at no point did he come out and solicit and say, "Send me money," right? Send money to my account. If you go to the social media handle, you'll still see that the link that is there leads to the website of the school, and that's where all the payment details and everything is. There's a video on his page that also says, "You're not sending me the money. Send the money to so and so place. They are the ones that will provide the scholarship. All I'm just doing is using my platform and using my followers to raise money for this initiative." And it's because of this kind of situation, he was very clear that I do not want the money to run through my account. And it's why he also insisted my management company would project manage this. I'm not going to be directly involved. Anything that you people, both the management company and the partners tell me is what I'm going to do. So it's why I said information is out there. But when your intent is to misrepresent, of course, you won't do due diligence.
All right.
Good afternoon, everyone. Najiti from Max FM. Speaking about your legacy in terms of helping students and this dispute, how does this apply to the students who may have applied? I would like you to clarify if there are students who have applied for the scholarship, and how do you want to move forward in the dispute happening?
Okay, so we had at least over 600 students who had filled the application form, right, and submitted their details to our partners, and we were supposed to, from that 600, start picking those that were eligible. But because of this fight, everything came to a stop. Even the donors that pledged that we were supposed to follow up on, we have not followed up on any donor, right? Because we're trying to resolve the issue. Is why when also things kept dragging, because for him, it's something he's passionate about. It's something he has been doing individually, just help people out of his pocket and everything. So he said, can we find a solution? Can we agree on something? And it's why we had several conversations that led nowhere, right? we couldn't find a middle ground. Even when it got to the police, we still tried to find a middle ground because he was concerned about the students that had applied, and he wanted to see, even if it's just 10 students we can start with, can we even just start with the 10? If the money we've raised can only do 10 people, let's start with that, and then subsequently we can continue raising more money. And it's also why he has never come out to say anything about the project, because he didn't want to, in case we're able to finally settle, he didn't want to have put a negative light around the project. So this is the first time that we are coming out to actually talk about, since June we've been having this issue back and forth.
All right. Thank you so much.